feels like a do or die moment. I've already done this too many times to even be too worried about it. Don't worry about nothing else and start boxing. Ready? Here we go. What's up, brother? Just on the ground, you got clowns out here asking me what my intentions are today. Bro, I'm trying to train. I'm locked in.
What?
He's totally in shit. And he can only get better, but he's already at his peak. I'm really happy and proud of him. Then head to the, strength and conditioning gym. We lift weights, we do, conditioning drills, sprints, all that stuff. Then we take a minor, 10-minute break, and then we head to, boxing.
If I look at myself, me at my prime, I'm here. The way that Conor trains is absolutely, it's just another level, completely different, completely different. I've never seen anybody train like my son, never. The dedication that he's got, the will to win, the motivation, it's all there.
Away from the cameras and hidden inside their training camps, two fighters are pushing themselves to the absolute limit for the very same goal. But when the final bell rings, only one of them will leave with that dream still alive. Ryan Garcia points to Benn's technical shortcomings and the demanding weight cut as two major concerns heading into the fight. If those issues become visible on fight night, Ben could quickly find himself struggling to keep up.
I think I just have a lot more experience than him at this point. I think that he's very ferocious and he puts in a lot of effort, but I definitely see that where he's lacking, and I know I could take advantage of it without a doubt.
I mean, there's been some questions that, he hasn't fought in the welterweight limit for a very long time. You know more about making weight than I would know. Do you think it's going to be a struggle for him to get down to 147?
I mean, he seems like a pretty big guy. It's just the fact that he went to 160, and now he's going to shoot all the way down to 47. He did it once, I guess, with Regis 149. But those 2 pounds when you're cutting your weight is much more than you think.
Responding with complete confidence, Conor Benn insists that making 147 pounds is incredibly demanding, but entirely possible because of the discipline and work ethic he brings to every training camp. In his view, preparation, not excuses, will ultimately determine the outcome of the fight.
I've been walking around at 170, 175 to 180 pounds for the past 3 years. I had 6 weeks to make 149, 150. I done it. And do you know why I done it? Because I'm disciplined. That's why I done it. And this is why I'll continue to prove why I'm in this position. Because I'm disciplined, because I can do it. So for me getting down to 147, is it going to be grueling? Is it going to be tough? Is it going to be hard? Of course it is, but I live for that. I ain't no softie over here. I work hard, I train hard. That's why I could have 2 years out the ring and jump straight in with Eubank at 160 in the stadium. That's why I could come back and dominate him again in the second fight, because of the discipline.
Moving beyond the discussion about weight, the analyst believes Benn's relentless attacking style is exactly what makes this matchup one of the most exciting fights in boxing. Sometimes the entertainment value of a contest carries even more importance than rankings alone.
A fun fight. Those are two all-action guys. Like, it's just, there's better boxers than Conor Benn that I would rather see Ryan Garcia fight. But as far as like matching his intensity, matching his energy, and Conor Benn is not a top-tier boxer of the level that some of these guys that are, the conversation is happening around. But as far as bringing the fight, as far as excitement, as far as energy, like Conor Benn is all of that. And so I love Garcia versus Benn.
Continuing that same theme of unpredictability, he explains that neither fighter's recent performances guarantee what will happen next. Both men have displayed moments of brilliance while also showing inconsistency, making it difficult to judge the outcome based on previous fights. In the end, victory may simply come down to whichever fighter performs at his very best on fight night.
You know, Conor didn't look great in his last fight. Ryan looked amazing. Prior to that, Ryan didn't look great. Conor looked amazing, and so it feels very Jekyll and Hyde.
Turning back to the technical breakdown, Barry Jones believes Garcia has finally arrived in the weight division where he can perform at his highest level. He explains that Garcia has consistently appeared more comfortable at this weight than at any other stage of his career, giving him a physical advantage that could become increasingly important over the course of the fight. If Benn's body struggles with making 147 pounds once again, the weight itself could ultimately become the deciding factor.
I think he should have gone up in weight many years ago. He has held himself down and struggled, because the problem in boxing is you develop a name and reputation in a certain weight category. You can't suddenly, and that's what's so remarkable about Hamza Shear. He's gone through the division, and he started at junior middle, and now he's super middle, and as Spencer says, he might go to light heavy. It's more difficult for the smaller guys. It's more difficult for them to jump up weight divisions. I think Garcia has finally found the weight he's most suitable at. I think he's a danger man at 147, and I think it might, and maybe Conor has left it a little bit too late to make 147 again, and I think that could be his Achilles heel. That could be his difficulty, and I think I make Garcia a slight favourite, but I would never write off Conor Benn. He's got a chance with anybody. He's got that fight.
Expressing his own concern about the physical side of the fight, Spencer Oliver warns that the weight cut could sap Benn's strength and take away the punching power that made him so dangerous against Chris Eubank Jr. Everything comes down to whether Benn enters the ring in peak physical condition. Oliver also explains that power is often the first attribute a fighter loses when the weight cut becomes too extreme during the final stages of training camp.
Conor Benn has been competing at 160 pounds. He went down to 155 pounds, was it, or something last time?
No, 150, wasn't it?
Yeah, or whatever it was. He dropped into the low 150s last time.
He fought, what, Regis Progress, yeah.
That's right.
153, wasn't it?
Yeah, and so I can't tell you how difficult it is dropping those last couple of pounds. He looked weight drained when he was 150, 151, or whatever he was. I know it was around that sort of mark. To drop that extra 3 pounds in body fluid is very, very difficult, and to maintain that strength in those later rounds. Ryan Garcia does it. We know that. He's the champion. Can Conor Benn carry the power that he had up at 160 against Chris Eubank down to 147? If he can, we've got a real fight. But that is a big if.
Taking a far more positive view of the same situation, Ade Oladipo believes Benn will look much better because the weight cut is finally being managed properly. A healthier and stronger version of Benn could end up surprising plenty of doubters. He also believes that a smoother training camp this time could make a dramatic difference compared to Benn's previous performance at this weight.
I will say this about Conor Benn. I think there'll be a lot of people that have looked at the Regis Prograis performance and have now judged that, okay, that's the real Conor Benn. No, I do think Conor Benn's going to be a lot better. I think the weight was a massive problem for him. He hadn't been that low in weight for, 2.5, 3 years? I think his body now will get used, or at least has now got used to being that low. And I think if he stays light and then tries to remove the last 10 or 15 pounds 2 weeks prior to fight night, then I think that'll be better.
Turning the attention to Garcia's side of the matchup, he believes Ryan's level of focus will be the biggest factor in deciding the fight. One careless or distracted performance could completely alter the result. Oladipo also points out that Garcia's history of inconsistency makes this concern every bit as significant as anything taking place in Benn's camp.
About Ryan, sometimes you're like, okay, is Ryan on it? Because if Ryan's on it, Ryan's an elite fighter. I think we saw that against Barrios where he was on it. When Ryan's not on it, and somehow his mind is distracted and is elsewhere, performances can look a bit limp, as we saw with Rolly Romero. And if a Ryan that fought Rolly Romero turns up, Conor Benn could become world champion. Like, that's not out of the realms of possibility. Conor Benn could beat Ryan if Ryan turns up out of shape and not focused. Conor Benn will come in shape and Conor Benn will come focused. Talent is one thing, but Conor Benn is trying to bridge the talent gap with just pure dedication and focus. So I like the matchup. I think it really is an exciting matchup. Like in terms of the matchups announced for the back end of the year, this is the one I'm most excited about for now.
Returning to Garcia's natural athletic advantages, Andy Ruiz believes Ryan's explosive speed creates problems that very few fighters are capable of handling. Speed remains one of the most difficult weapons to overcome at any level of boxing. Ruiz also explains that even opponents who are fully prepared often discover they are just a fraction of a second too slow once Garcia begins landing with his trademark quickness.
It's going to be an exciting fight. I want to see that fight. After my fight, I can't wait to see that fight. It's going to be on September 12th, and they both bring a lot of explosive punches, you know? They're banging, especially the relationship that they have. They're like talking to each other, going back and forth. But it could go either way, man. It could go either way. Ryan has that speed, and it's hard to get. It's hard to fight fighters that have a lot of speed, and I'm one of them, you know, especially from the heavyweight division. But he has that explosive left hook and all that.
Explaining what Ben must do to succeed, he believes Ben's greatest opportunity lies in making the fight rough, physical, and uncomfortable. He notes that Garcia has always performed at his best when given space to operate, so closing the distance early could disrupt the rhythm that makes him so effective. Eliminating Garcia's room to work could completely shift the direction of the fight.
If he smothers his punches, make it awkward where Ryan can't throw those shots that he's really good at, it could go either way, man. It could go either way. I think that fight is a 50-50, but you never know, you know? Yeah.
Supporting that same tactical approach, Simon Jordan insists Ben's only realistic route to victory is forcing Garcia into a hard, physical battle because Garcia has shown signs of vulnerability whenever a fight becomes difficult. If Ben fails to apply that relentless pressure, the advantage swings strongly in Garcia's favor. Jordan also says Garcia's previous performances under intense pressure provide Ben with a clear weakness to target instead of relying on a broad or uncertain strategy.
Would do a number on Conor as well, but this is a very, very difficult fight. The only thing I can say in this fight is if he can carry the power into the 147s, then we know that Garcia has a propensity, or had a propensity when it gets tough, to look for a way out. He looked for a way out against Tank Davis, and I know we're talking about levels in that fight, Spence.
Yep.
But he showed it once, and if Conor can make the fight ugly and drag him into a fight, you might see Garcia's backside go a little bit, but it looks very, very difficult fight for Conor to win. And it's probably, we all talked the other day about the idea that Conor Benn has been the best matched fighter for the kind of finances that he's been able to achieve, and fair play to him. But this is a real...
Looking at this fight from the perspective of Ben's career, Derek Chisora believes Ben has finally secured the blockbuster opportunity he has been pursuing for years, but he still gives Ryan Garcia the advantage. At this level, a single mistake can end the fight in an instant. Chisora also emphasizes that chances like this rarely come around twice, making Ben's preparation for this moment more important than ever. He adds that while Ben has unquestionably earned this opportunity through his performances, earning a fight of this magnitude and winning it are two completely different challenges.
Conor is my pal, so I'm not going to sit here and try to mess up his name and that. This is a good fight for him. He's always wanted a big fight. Now he's getting it on what's called Mexico Independence Day, I believe. So.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Vegas, all that backed up as well.
Yeah, Vegas will be heaving.
Yep.
You know, he's gonna be fighting in Vegas for the first time. Oh no, second time. Because the first time was with Eddie Hearn when he was on holiday.
Continuing to favor Garcia, Showbiz the Adult predicts Ryan Garcia will win by knockout, believing Ryan's composure and timing give him a clear advantage over Ben's aggressive approach. He explains that staying calm under pressure is what separates fighters who capitalize on opportunities from those who rush in recklessly. At the same time, he cautions that Ben's punching power is dangerous enough to change the entire fight with a single shot.
And here's my assessment. Listen, man, my initial assessment, and both of those guys, my brothers, right? Love you, boy. My initial assessment is I got Ryan Garcia by KO. Conor, I'm sorry, brother. Conor, I'm sorry. There was something Ryan Garcia said at the end of their little beef at the Ring Awards.
You think you beat him? Yeah, of course. How does it end? I knock him out. He's a little too jittery. Is this our car? He's a little too jittery.
And I kind of see that. And I see that mostly because Conor Benn, he started so late. So there is a sense of calmness that's not quite there. So I think Ryan Garcia, well, we know Ryan Garcia sees that as well. But I wouldn't be shocked if Conor Benn were to stop Ryan Garcia.
Reinforcing that same viewpoint, he believes the personal rivalry between the two fighters is completely genuine, making this matchup even more dangerous. He explains that fights fueled by real animosity often push competitors away from their normal game plans because emotions can easily overpower discipline once the action begins. When emotions take control, discipline can disappear in a heartbeat. For both fighters, this is far more than a championship bout. It has become deeply personal.
And hell, they worked that out. And listen, the incentive to work that out was very strong because Conor Benn is Ryan Garcia's welterweight WBC mandatory. And now we got to fight. And the bad blood. You see this Mortal Kombat fight poster? The is bad blood. You guys know Conor Benn, he doesn't like Ryan Garcia.
He believes every event leading up to the opening bell has added even more intensity to the rivalry, setting the stage for an explosive showdown. According to him, the press conferences, face-offs, and verbal exchanges have all helped transform this into something much bigger than an ordinary fight week. For boxing fans, the anticipation surrounding the event is nearly as exciting as the fight itself. This is more than just another promotion. It's one of the biggest boxing spectacles of the year.
Off of that weekend, because Ryan Garcia, he's now the new face for that date. Let me know how you feel in the comments below. Showbiz adult. Listen, it's going to be a war. I'm extremely excited. I had to cover this, you guys. I told you guys that I was going to cover it tonight, but really, that's how I see this. I think this fight is going to be a war, and I think it's going to be exciting every day. If it's not on social media, it's going to be in a press conference, the media workout, the weigh-ins. It's going to be exciting all the way up to the night of the fight, and definitely fire.
Bringing the analysis to a close with decades of boxing experience, former world title challenger Paul Smith, who has studied countless elite fighters throughout his career, believes Garcia operates on an entirely different level both physically and technically. He argues that Benn's only realistic chance is to force Garcia into a rough, exhausting fight rather than trying to outbox him. Smith adds that attempting to beat Garcia at his own style would be the quickest way for Benn to become overwhelmed and outclassed before he ever has the opportunity to truly test Garcia's toughness.
Not an ability, no, because we've said, obviously, I think there's levels, and Garcia is a few levels above. Power-wise, if he still has it, if he can still hold that power at 147 after being up at 160 for so long, it's going to be tough for him getting down, but he's been doing it gradually. His last fight was at 150. If he can make it, then I think that's the only chance he has, really. He's got to try and make it a dog fight. He's got to try and make it where he can land his own shots and try and catch Garcia. But it's a big ask for me.
Elite skill and blazing speed collide with grit, pressure, and determination. Will Garcia's superior technique carry him to victory? Or can Benn drag him into a fight unlike anything he has ever experienced? Every expert featured in this breakdown agrees on one key point. The outcome will depend on whether Benn can force Garcia into deep waters before Garcia's speed and technical ability completely take over the contest. Share your prediction in the comments and stay tuned for more boxing coverage. Until next time.